What's up guys, YST here and welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. And today, we've just been given the breaking news that a new fusion champion is coming to Teleria. So on Friday, March 10th, they'll be planning to launch a special Anniversary Champion Fragment style event of the Supreme Elhain, who is of course the legendary variation of Elhain the starter champion. Aesthetic wise, she looks absolutely amazing. We got the gold glare of the armor, we've got the vicious bow, she's ready to take out some champions in the arena. But one big takeaway is that she's devoid affinity, which we don't see a ton with these fusion style events. And also, I'm a huge fan of the fragment style events personally, because we don't have to farm up 16 rares and turn them into 4 stars, turn them into the epics, and then put them into the legendary champion towards the end. We basically just have to participate in events and tournaments, gather all of the fragments from those, and then making sure that we're diligent with the shards that we have on our accounts as well, and summoning them accordingly. And then towards the end of the fusion, once you've completed it, you can actually hold off on this champion and wait for a CVC to get some easy points at 30,000. So I'll definitely be participating in this regardless of how amazing the kit is, because that's just something I like to do anyway. But you guys let me know, what is your kind of favorite style of fusion events? So let's just deep dive into the kit and give my first impressions. And you guys also let me know your first thoughts on this as well. So with the Exemplar of Strikes, she attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will transfer a random debuff from this champion to the target. You'll have a damage increase by 20%, so I'm hoping that she has some good damage multipliers in order to make full use of this A1 here. On Let None Live, on a 4-turn cooldown, bookable down to a 3-turn, attacks all enemies and damage increases by 10% for each debuff on the target. Will then reset the cooldowns of the crack shot, which is the A3 skill if this attack kills an enemy. So the damage increase by 10% for each debuff means that of course you need debuffs on your target, so you need to be bringing in debuffers to get the full value of this. Which is okay. Hopefully it's got some... This is the thing, guys. Like, with these attack-based champions and nukers, it basically all comes down to the base stats and damage multipliers in their kit to see if they're worthy. So hopefully that we get some test server access to see how much of a value Let None Live actually has, and how many enemies will actually be not lived towards the end, I guess. On the crack shot, will attack one enemy and ignores ally protection, strengthen, and shield buffs, and grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. So single target once again, hopefully it hits very hard, but being able to ignore these forms of damage mitigations for somebody like a Necro hypothetically could have a lot of use for sniping some targets in the arena. And being devoid affinity, ignoring like reaction procs and stuff, means that you don't get those affinity disadvantages of getting weak hits, which is a plus side to this champion. With the Implaceable passive, she is immune to decreased attack debuffs and inflicts 20% more damage against targets whose attack is lower than this champion's attack. So a 20% damage increase is actually very substantial in my personal opinion, and not being able to get mitigated of decreased attack, so somebody like a Madame Ceres hypothetically, means that you don't have to worry about that in the arena in particular. Overall, what do I think about this kit? Well, she does have an aura of 30% in all battles, which is universally used, and I'm always a fan of all battles, rather than being stuck down to a specific affinity and stuff like that. She looks like she might be a decent damage dealer. Now, I don't want to jump the gun and say this champion is out of this world, we've never seen anything like this in our lifetime, or anything like that. But I do dare to differ, like, is that A3 going to be valuable enough in the arena with like stone skin, reaction procs and stuff like that? Because it's not ignoring those conditions there, which means that you might still have a lot of issue with Crackshot. And if the damage multipliers on Let None Live isn't the best, you're not going to be able to reset the cooldowns of Crackshot, right? Because you need, it's kind of based on that condition of killing an enemy. I don't know, it's a tough one. Like, how much debuffs are we really going to be stacking? Let's just say for an average team, you open up, you sleep, drop defense, decrease attack from Madame Ceres, so that's 3. So let's just say an average of a 30% damage increase on an AoE. Granted that you stripped off all the buffs and you've got everything set up on your team, it could have the value to reset, but I don't know. I really wish that there was kind of like extra turn mechanic with this one maybe. But this one does grant an extra turn if it kills an enemy. So I'm starting to think like... So you open up with this one. You kill an enemy, hypothetically, you grant that extra turn, and then you lead in with the A2 and then reset the cooldown of Crackshot again. So I think that the synergy could be there, granted that you get that kill on that A3, right? But who knows? Who knows? It's going to be coming down to test purposes and seeing how much of a value this champion has once you really start stacking on her abilities with Savage and Helm Smasher procs and all of these things considered with her kit. Because she doesn't actually ignore any defense. She's just ignoring buffs that are very good, by the way. But we just have to wait and see on that regard, right? So let's just take this off. So if we have a look at, what's it called? Like someone like a Necro the Great is really screaming out in my head here. So we head into the Undead Hordes, right? And we go into Necro. Where are you, buddy? There we go. So a champion like this places a block debuffs, an ally protection, and a strengthen on an ally for 3 turns, and the ally protection cannot be removed. So being able to ignore this condition and ignore this form of protection could be a little counter to the Necrit, but once again, are we going to be able to get through those nasty stuff there in terms of damage output? So yeah, loads of quirky ways we might be able to use this, but in my opinion, I feel like more of a progression style would benefit players a lot more. Right? Like if you're like early to mid game and you're able to get this champion, you probably see a great value with this. But I'm not sure if it's going to completely swift the meta in terms of nukers in this game from first glance. And that's just my personal opinion from when I'm seeing this. But aesthetic wise, very cool. I did actually feel like they was going to do these special Titan event champions. They kind of teased them all, right? With the avatars. So does that mean that the future of Raid and the fusions are going to be the starter champions, right? What I thought would be really cool is that, I don't know, I feel like if they was going to implement all of these champions, right, to bring them in a way where players can choose, like let's just say they've got all 4 of the new starter champions, the supreme variations, and with the fragment style, right, let you use your fragments towards any of those 4 champions. And that way it kind of opens up the opportunity of, do you know when you first come into this game and you choose which one you want? Do you want Gallic? Do you want Kale? Do you want Aethel? And I feel like that would have been a very cool spin on it in a sense to be like, get the fragments, they're universally used, choose which one that you want, and they all have different skill sets, and choose which one would have benefited your account, whether that be a burner, a nuker, like the one we've got today, or whatever that may be, a stun champion, who knows. I just thought that would be a very cool addition to wrap up this Titan event. But guys, that is the gear and everything, or not the gear, the skill sets of this champion, I guess, and the first looks of her. Let me know if this is a champion you'll be going for, as it is a fragment style event, and I'll catch you guys in a video soon. Peace.